Welcome to the Journeyman Cave, a podcast where we meet and chat with some of boxing's most seasoned road warriors, hosted by Mark Shakespeare and Chris Scarfe.
Welcome back to the Journeyman Cave, everybody. This is round 42, and with me as always, a very good friend, Mr. Mark Shakespeare. How are you doing?
Yes, like we always say, mate, we're always good, aren't we?
We are. So, for this one, we've got another Centurion, and it's another two-parter. Who we got?
Yeah, I mean, they are upping up to us now, these fighters, aren't they? I mean, we've had a couple of two-parters now, haven't we? And yeah, really looking forward to this interview. We've got Luke Fash, haven't we?
Yeah, I remember you mentioning him very early days, and I think he's been one of them, obviously, we follow online and what have you, and we've followed his career, especially since, leading up to his century. So, yeah, we're brilliant to get him in finally.
Yeah, definitely one of the best out there who's still going. And I know he's going well. I think it's 105 fights at the moment he's had. He's no signs of giving up at the moment.
Not at all.
As you'll find on this episode, I mean, we've got Laura Holling in with us.
Yeah, Laura came with him on the day. She's training him.
Yes, and she's credit to her. She got him in some good shape.
Yeah,
I've seen a couple of photos, before and after photos, and she's done a cracking job with him. They're a good team. He's also going for his managing licence this year as well, I think, Luke. So I think it's a great way to start 2024 for him, because I know he's gone through a few demons in the last few years, but he's in a great place now, and I think he's going to be rocking it going forward.
Yeah, good. And hopefully we'll get to catch him at some point as well.
I'm sure we will do. I'm sure we'll find him on the road sometime this year, and I'll be looking forward to seeing Glenn Banks as well.
Well, as we said, this is part one of two episodes, so let's go and speak to Luke Fash.
Yep, let's do it. So you can ask that your favourite question at the beginning if you want.
I think you've just asked it for me. How did we get into boxing then, Fashy?
Right, well, here we go. I was just explaining in Starbucks.
Other coffee places are available.
Yeah, so it started, I went to a college to do mechanics after I left school. So I'd have been, 16, 17.
Quite late then, Luke.
Yeah, well, yeah, because I was rugby before I was a boxer. And I used to play for Hull KR, so I was at top level.
I'm just about to say, are you a KR fan or a Hull fan?
Well, my cousin plays for Hull FC. I played for Hull KR. So they're West Hull, I was East Hull.
What's your cousin called, Luke?
Brad Fash.
Right, because
with a mullet.
Yeah, because before you said this today, yeah, because before you come in today, my wife Dawn says, "Oh, you're going to interview Brad today, aren't you?" And I says, "No." She goes, "You are Brad Fash." I goes, "No, that's." She goes, "Oh no, I'm sorry, that's rugby player who relates for Hull." And I said, "I'm going to ask Fashy if he's related."
Yeah, that's my cousin.
Yeah.
But I was playing before him because he's a few years younger. But yeah, I brought me hip, so that put the end to that. And then anyway, so I went to college, and then there was this kid always on about his pal, his boxer friend. And I was like, do you know what? Just get this kid here. I want to have a fight with him. And because I was sick of hearing about him. So anyways, he said, "Oh, well, it's funny you should say that. He's starting the course in September or whatever." I'm like, brilliant. So the day comes, we have a spar in the garage. And the bare knuckle spar. And he just says, he was like impressed, and he said, "Come down to the gym tonight." So this was an amateur gym. It's called All Saints. It's shut down now. But that's where I started. So I went down that first night, and I ended up sparring the first night I went in there. It was a York's champion. He was called Charlie Payton at the time. And he was York's champion, and he put me in there first night with him. Obviously, I got a good hard in. You know what I mean? I didn't even know how to stand. I knew how to throw a punch and take one, but I didn't know anything else. I think I put boxing gloves on wrong hands. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, that was an eye-opener. And then 3 months later, he put me in for my first fight. He got me in the ring, and he said, "Oh, he's a southpaw." Well, I didn't even know what a southpaw meant. So I says, "Oh, I didn't know." He was a 3-0 kid from Bradford. Patelli was called. Anyways, the very first punch I threw, I gave him an 8 count, and I stopped him in 30 seconds. I thought, oh, this is easy, this. So I knocked training on the head a little bit, then fought a kid from Leeds and got a good ad in. Like, I thought, oh, I better get back in gym then. And then that's how my amateur career. But then I was on the road as an amateur. I think I had 1 or 2 fights at home, and I was happy to travel and fight, and I got more wins than I did on the road than I did at home, so I must have been doing all right. And I see the odd kid now and then, like when I've been going to gym sparring, and I bumped, and they're saying, I've boxed you, haven't I? And I think, well, I ain't had any pro fights yet. And like, oh, no, amateur. And I'm like, oh, who was you? And they're like, oh, I'm so-and-so. And you look at them, and they're about 7 times bigger than me. And I think, oh, well, you won't be in the gym then. I think, how did you make my weight? But, yeah, it's mad how I've come across some of my opponents and how they've obviously gone on to eating competitions or had the growth spurts. I'm still waiting for man.
And Fash is still here.
Yeah, and I'm still here, yeah.
Well, it seems to me, mate, all roads led to it.
Yeah.
Right? You got in at 17.
Yeah.
Right? You were on the road even as an amateur.
Yeah, yeah.
And then what made you turn pro then? What did you decide you wanted to go
because I was on the road as an amateur, and then me other coach, Ray Brown, I call him my Uncle Ray, I ended up like moving in with him one time. He took me in, and his wife, which obviously I call me Auntie Sue, he said to me, because Gordon's son, who was that kid who was sparred, he ended up turning pro, and Niall had him for a bit, Niall Almond. He took him for a bit. I think he got to about 10 fights or something. But obviously, the ticket's hard. I knew how hard it was for him. And it ended up, like, he was putting a coach on because he was fighting at the Beachcomber. So to get enough coming from Hull to go to support him, it was making nothing after paying, his trainer, the coach fees. It was virtually, training for 10, 12 weeks. Having days off work to train. It was getting nothing, so there was no money in it. So Gordon said, look, do you want to turn over and earn some pennies? And obviously, I was, at this point, I was about 25, 26. Well, I thought, oh, well, I'm not really doing much. I was working, but not. I thought, oh, how much do you get? And I was like, what? What, to do what I'm doing? I was like, yeah. So basically, it just went from that. I just seen that there was no money in the home corner unless you're a world title. There's no money. No. There's not. There's really not. So it's either you go on the road and you can earn a living off it, or you sell tickets and just get a few wins for your pals, unless you're really good and you make it. But I know my place and I'm happy where I'm at.
Yep. And here we are, mate. 105 fights later.
Exactly, and still the best looking boxer out there.
Well, you have to ask Laura about that. No comment from this side.
Yeah. Oh, that's sad.
But no, listen, you're looking good, Luke.
There you go, you say.
Yeah, it's good to see you looking good and in a good frame of mind and stuff.
Yeah.
And like you said, 105 fights, mate. 3 wins, 3 draws.
Yeah.
And Scarfe's favourite number, 99 losses.
Aye.
Yeah.
Love that number.
So, that's, and you're still going strong, mate.
Yeah. I still love it as well. That's the main thing. I still love it. Because to be fair, if you didn't love it, you wouldn't have that many fights, because there's so many ups and downs with, especially on my side of the game. Unless you loved it, you wouldn't do it, And there's a lot of people that try to go on the road and they even get to 10, 20 fights and they think, this isn't for me. You've got to be a different.
You are cut from a different cloth.
Yeah, and I said it's a good cloth. It's a different cloth. Let's just say that.
It's a tough cloth. Put it that way, mate.
Yeah.
You
want to read out of it.
Longest record now. Going that's still active.
Yeah,
now.
active,
I think it must be.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to see Jamie Quinn back.
Well,
anytime soon.
I spoke to him just before Christmas. I sent him a message, didn't I? And I said, I hadn't seen you for a while. It's after I was speaking to you.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'll drop him a message, just to, put feelers out. And it sounded positive and it sounded like he was coming back. So I don't know if it was just sort of trying to keep on. I don't know if he's coming. I didn't throw the question out there, but I just put the feelers out there, just sort of just checking in on you.
Well, he's very missed. I mean, I miss him as well at
Oh,
Christmas
well, I used to
time,
see him weekly.
Yeah, and you were 50-50.
Yeah.
I mean, you're bound to see him weekly, you, Luke. I can imagine you on quite a lot of shows, wasn't you?
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. It was the same face. It's the same faces, week in, week out. You know, wherever we are, we love it.
Yeah, you do, mate. So we'll go into your career then, buddy. And we start off in Liverpool, mate, with Andrew Kane.
Yeah. Well, that was an eye-opener to the pro boxing. And how that come about was I actually went to go in the home corner at the start of my career. I can't remember what the promotion was called because it didn't even kick off. But it was Curtis Woodhouse and a friend, Jamie, who was, I'm guessing, co-promoting it. It was at Dean Park, just near Hull, like just back of Kingswood. It was all set up, to be fair, the money, like what you put into the pot was at least half the price of what they're charging at most of these shows. So it was a no-brainer. Tickets was a reasonable price as well. But it just got to the point where it was like a week out from the fight. So I was trained by Niall at this point. So I was training with Joel and Niall was training before this fight. I was actually probably in one of the best shapes I've been in, six-pack and everything. There's a picture on my Facebook and I haven't seen that six-pack since. I don't know where it's gone, but he was getting so close to the fight and I think I sold the first time when it was going to go ahead. I think I sold nigh on 150 tickets, which is brilliant, and I was going to be getting a few quid of that. And then it'd get cancelled a week before. And then all of a sudden, there's a wedding or something happening and I've lost 20 of them, which if there was £30 tickets, I can't do the maths, but is that £600?
Yeah.
That's £600 gone.
Yeah.
And then I'm giving them the tickets back, getting the money back, getting the tickets back, and then, it's back on for the 10th. So then I'm trying to chase them again. Oh, no, they can't make it. And each time it kept falling through and not going. I was losing 10, 20 tickets. And then before I knew it, it was costing me money to fight.
Yeah.
Because everyone was like, well, I ain't even paying for this one because it's not going to go ahead. So it got to the stage where before my career even started, I said to Glenn Banks, manager, this is crap. I says, well, there's no money in this. I says, not only that, I'm in the gym training day in, day out. I'm going to York and I didn't have a licence at the time. So I was getting the bus to York, 45 minutes, working all day, wherever I was working, then getting the bus back, so 45 minutes again, getting a shower, getting changed, walking my dog, then getting back on the same bus what I've just got on twice, gone to York again, trained for 2 hours, and then got on that bus, got home, getting in at 10 o'clock at night, so leaving the house at 5 o'clock in the morning, getting in 10 o'clock at night, every single day, and nothing was happening. I said, Glenn, I can't do this. Do you know what I mean? I says, it's costing me money. I'm going to go bloody bankrupt before I've even earned £1 here. So he says, right. And he says, I've got you a fight in Liverpool on Saturday. He says, but I won't lie, the kid's good. And I'm like, I couldn't care less. I thought, being stupid.
Yeah.
I said, I ain't bothered. I said, I've trained. I'm ready to quit. Let's just go. And I think it was matched at, I want to say, 8 stone 12. And I think I got on the scales and I was 8 stone 12. And I want to say a bit of dust over, an ounce over. And they didn't have it. So I had to get weighed in naked. My first ever weigh-in. I got no towel out, so luckily it wasn't too cold in there. I got on there naked. And I made weight. It's amazing how much a pair of boxers weighs like.
It is, aye.
Yeah. But anyways, I come in under and I was happy. So, and then the fight went ahead. And I remember being in the changing rooms and I seen Derry Matthews. Well, I'm a massive boxing fan.
Yeah.
So I thought, Derry Matthews in my changing rooms. So I was like starstruck. And I was like, wow. I said, is this what happens? Like, and then you forget that you're a pro boxer as well and you've been mixing with these people. So, but I was still, and then I was watching, I think it was the first fight. So I was watching from the changing rooms and the kid was sick in the ring.
Right.
And I thought, oh, well, I hope that doesn't happen to me. So then doubts are going through my head. Because they're just like, while he's getting obviously he's in between rounds. There's someone in ring cleaned up the sick. I think he ate some pasta before a fight. Didn't have time to settle.
Big no.
Well, yeah. And obviously it's my turn to go out there. God, I think it bloody every body shot he hit me. I still feel them now. I think I couldn't breathe, and that I've never had that. I've been knocked out. I've been thinking, but to get it in your first pro fight with body shots where you can't breathe and don't know how to breathe again, it was. Now I know. Just be careful on body shots.
Welcome to the pros.
Yeah, welcome to the pros, and I got welcome to the pros. I got back up every single time, but the referee saved me that night. I could have quite easy if it let me go on. I would have retired again. I thought, oh, this isn't for me, but I didn't. I laugh about it. But yeah, it was definitely an eye opener to the pro game. Was that he's a good lad, and he went to. I want to say he went to prison after that fight. He's back now though. He's on BT now.
Right.
Yeah, I think he got into a little bother after that fight, I want to say. Yeah, something happened that night.
That's strange, isn't it, mate? But it was good to see him back on track.
Yeah.
And welcome to the pros, mate. But it didn't stop, they did it, mate.
It was definitely a welcoming.
It was, mate. But going off from that, we had Razak Najib as well, didn't we?
Yeah, that was...
He had a decent record at the time, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he fought...
At Magna, that, mate.
Yeah. He fought my mate Samir from Hull for the English title. But I said to Samir, I said, he's a night for that. I says, but to be fair, I watched the fight and it didn't do it as easy as I thought. He gave a good account for himself, did Razak. But I remember catching him. Like, don't get me wrong, he was a bigger person. He was a better boxer. But I remember catching him with uppercut, and I don't know, his head didn't fall off.
Sweet as a nut.
Yeah, honestly, I don't. Well, I think something must have happened to it because it half went up
like Plastic Man going back a gear,
and its own some went in his shell like. So I thought, it's all right now. Yeah, he's gone on. He's still going now. He's fought for a few titles, I believe. Good lad.
They didn't start easy, mate, did they?
No, definitely.
Did you win that one? Or?
No.
You got cut in that, didn't you?
Did I get cut in that?
Yeah.
Did I?
According to here, it says 4th round egg class, left Fash cut on the left eyebrow.
Oh, well, news to me.
This is why I love it. This is why I love to put them in there. That's why I started this fight.
Honestly, news to me that because my first cut, to my knowledge, with it being me, was in Wales against Brandon Scott. That was my first cut. And that's and that was another experience, because you don't go to hospital, but we did one time. But I was on this posh chair.
Posh chair?
Posh chair in changing rooms. Obviously, we weren't meant to be in there. I think it was like a press conference. Obviously, their little tea room or something. But anyways, it was covered in claret. And you just get a stitch there and then, like, and
so we're going to say no, you didn't get cut in that. We're not having it.
I did. All right,
if I did, he's going to mention it.
Yeah, well,
because you don't forget things like that.
All right, I'll rephrase that, because let's say I did get cut. The first time I needed stitches was about my 80th fight, 80-something fight. But then after that, it's been a bloody car crash.
Yeah. Caught a man's dream for the first 80, mate, wasn't that?
Yeah.
No adrenaline needed.
No, which was thankful, because Laura bloody struggled to get it for ages. But she's all right now. She's got it now.
Well, I know where to come for mine then now.
Yeah.
Because last time I remember when we were talking, you were struggling to get it, weren't you?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. We got Banksy to half a bottle, you know. So, but yeah, it's gold dust, that stuff. You get it, you can sell it. Honestly,
we'll not put that in.
Well, to traders, sell it to traders. It's not being on black market or out. Yeah.
But after that, mate, we got his first win. Yeah. Do you remember who your first win were against?
I want to say my first win. It'd have been Dwayne, what it?
James.
Oh, Chikorito.
Correct. Thank God I'm terrible with answering these.
Yeah.
That's saying me.
Right. Good so man. This fight was one of them fights what I wish, because if you go on YouTube, as you've said, I've had 105 fights, and I think there's about 20, maybe 30 tops videos, but there's probably a good 20 I wish was on there. Like, do you know what I said is a lot closer than what them scores say or what I get credit for. But obviously they don't appear. That James Chicharito win, that is one of them. But I remember again, Ryan Ashworth ended up taking me. It was in, I want to say Kent, Maidstone, Kent. And he took me and it was matched at 9 stone 4. And he come in about, well, he was over.
Yeah.
But by a pound or two. And Ashworth was like, I don't care. My lad's not fighting your lad. It was because he was a big lad, like tall. Everyone is to me, don't get me wrong. But I mean, he was extremely tall and he was a southpaw. And I think it was about 2 pounds over. And the thing that does me in is, because again, I don't know if it says weights on there, but there's probably about, well, I'd say bloody 60% of them fights, these full-time athletes, right, that come in, whether it's not even £1, I can let slip. There's certain, let's say, trainers, boxers, right, where they come in 2, 3s, even £4 over and just think it's acceptable. I've took the fight on 24 hours notice most of the time and that to make weight to, to be professional. And these lads have had 12 weeks camps, knowing the date and still come in £3-4 over.
And if anyone should have the weight, it should be you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I used to make sure I used to make it. Now I think, do you know what? And I find him. Do you know what I mean? So I say to Banksy, go and get me a pair of trainers off him. Do you know what I mean? Because it's right.
What's your best reward you've had off someone, Luke? If can you say that? Obviously, we're not going to go into dark market.
No.
Have you had a pair of trainers or anything?
Well, it's a good pair of trainers. Let's say that. You know what I mean?
That's your best prize.
Yeah,
then, mate,
It's a good pair of trainers. But Laura took me to one. It wasn't that long ago, was it? I mean, don't get me wrong. It didn't happen. The fight. He was £7 over.
Oh,
was
God.
it £7 over?
Yeah, it was total.
£7. Apparently, it was a matchmaking error, but everyone had the same text messages I did. So whether it was or not, but saying that matchmaker did get fired. Do you know? So, but whatever. But it was trained by a top trainer. I knew it wasn't going to be an easy night. I had 2 fights booked in before Christmas. So, but looking back, what I should have done, and I don't mind saying this, what I should have done, right? Because I should have said, right, I'll tell you what, if you're going to say, like, your lad just wants a round, you'll put £3,000 in my hand or whatever, £4,000 in my hand. If I hear the final bell, you can have a couple grand back. If I don't, I'm keeping the lot, to pay for my month.
Yeah.
That's what I should have done, but because I thought £7, they're taking mick out of me.
It's a lot, mate.
Yeah, I didn't want that. I didn't want air worried. I wouldn't bothered if it was the last fight before Christmas. I'd have had a go. Like, and if it had been too much, I wouldn't have fought over him first, but I'd have let him. I'd have let the referee jump in and save me. I wouldn't have tried to get to the final bell. I wouldn't have been bothered. I'd have took his money and thought, well, you've took mick. I'll take mick out of you.
Correct, mate.
Do you know what I mean? As soon as you whip me, I'll do 14 backflips. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Play the game, mate.
I'll do 14 backflips straight back to the car.
Well, after this then, mate, getting back onto the record, you went to Ellen Road, didn't you?
Yeah,
And you
Leeds,
fought
Russ
the legend
Midgley.
Russ Midgley, legend.
Yeah.
Was he tough?
Well, he's another one coming £3
draw, wasn't it,
over.
this?
Howard Foster. That's the first time Howard Foster refereed me, and he's my favourite referee because he always, every time I see him and he refs me, he always goes, I love watching you because you always give him a let's say, a bugger. Do you know what I mean? He says, you always let him know you're there.
He's a good guy, is Howard.
Yeah. And I got dropped twice in that fight. I get dropped twice in it. I get dropped in I think it's the first and the second. It's on YouTube, that fight. And if you watch the very first punch he hits me with, I thought he snapped my neck. Well, he definitely, something happened. I think he knocks about 6 inches out off me because it felt like me head, well, I don't know what happened to it, but the compression, oh God, he half banged me because he could bang.
Yeah.
Boxing ability, car crash. punch power scary.
Yeah.
Do you know? Because I used to spar him. So I knew boxing ability, I knew I could outbox him. I knew a lot, but I knew he could punch. And my God, did he want to just... I think he just wanted me out of there.
Yeah.
Because he hit me with his first punch and, well, it nearly killed me. And then the first knockdown, he hit me with his other hand. Oh, no, uppercut it was, the first knockdown. To be fair, I got up a bit too quick. I was fine, though, and I won the rest of the round. So instead of it being a 10-8, I think the referee scored it a 10-9. The second round... Then it knocked me down. I was knocked out then. I was flat on my back. I didn't have a clue. But somehow I woke up. I wouldn't say I was asleep, but I was gone.
Yeah.
I was gone.
Senses are gone.
Oh, I didn't even know what was. And but I got up. And again, I won that round. And I won every round still. So, but because he had 2 knockdowns, so it was scored, I think, 38-38. So because he won the first 2 rounds, even though he got knockdowns, he only won them 10-9 because I smashed him.
Yeah.
So, and we got fight of the night, and also we got fight of the month in Boxing Monthly.
Oh, brilliant.
So 2 journeymen got fight of the month. Well, he wasn't even a journeyman then. He come to my stable, Glenn Banks, not long after that fight. So yeah, we got best fight in Britain, which was quite a good achievement.
No, definitely.
Do you know? And but yeah, that was and again, we're friends, you know, and that's what I want to say as well. I won 105 fights. I ain't got an enemy out of any of them.
No.
I don't. We hug and kiss after, and honestly, I haven't. There's only one, and again, I'm not. I don't even. I can't remember his name. It was in Scotland, but out of the face off, he growled. Well, I don't know if he had something wrong with him. It seemed like he growled at me.
You're right.
I went on my own for that one. Obviously, I sorted out a corner.
I don't need that though. Look, they're on the only starts growling at me.
Well, my mate Jono, he cornered me, and I just went, "Is he all right?" And he went, "Oh, I don't know." So I don't know if it was growling or fitting or something. It's something happened.
I don't think you're fitting, Luke.
Yeah, but I've never like I wouldn't mind. It was the day before, so I thought, oh, save that energy. Do you know? I'll tell you something though. He did save a bit of energy for that fight. To be fair, it was a tough couple of rounds. And then the 4th round, I remember Jono going, "Give it to him this round." So I roughed him up a bit, you know, let him know Mister was. And it ended up being an all right night. But yeah, from getting growled at to... But yeah, he took a misliking to me for some reason from the off. I don't know if I stepped on his toes that way, you know what, but...
Might turn into a werewolf at midnight or something.
Tried looking at him after the fight, see if he's got a little twitch or something, but...
No.
Do you know, to see you, he maybe didn't mean to do that. It might just been ugly. I don't know.
We don't know his name. No comments made. But,
it was in Scotland, that's all I'll say.
Aye, well, moving on from that, mate.
Yeah. No, I love the Scottish. I'm not saying out about them.
Yeah, do you like it up there?
I love going to Scotland.
Yeah.
I have.
We get mixed reviews, but everyone says it's a great atmosphere no matter what.
They love me. There's still a man in this audience that's going to buy me a cap, isn't he? He's got me a flat cap. I still don't know who it is. Laura's heard him twice, apparently. He's got a flat cap for me. I'm waiting for him to bring it, because he keeps telling us that he's got me one, and I'm yet to receive it. But yeah.
It's your trademark, mate. You cannot ever take it off.
And he keeps saying he's bought me one or he's getting me one, doesn't he? So,
but after that Russ Midgley fight, mate, I put a star against this. Was this your best win against Durham Winters?
Dwayne
Winters.
Yeah, that was that Wales?
You were 3-0 at the time, weren't you?
Was that Bristol?
In Bristol.
Was it Bristol, yeah. Yeah, the reason why he got beat was, as I was saying to you earlier, the MC, as I come in and said, "Oh, Luke Fash from Hull," and he said something along the lines, basically, we got beat, our football team, Hull City, and which... was a regular occurrence. Still is now.
Same for Reds.
But I
went for a boxing match. I didn't walk out in an Hull City T-shirt, so he didn't have to mention that. Yeah, I've got a badge on my hat, but I don't even think I wore this hat then. So he had no right to say that. So I said to my corner, I said, he's getting it. And yeah, he did. I've got a few photos, and I remember hitting him with his right hand. And I never understood this till it happened. But when you hit somebody perfect, it feels like your fist has gone through their head. You don't feel there's no resistance.
Right.
And anyways, I looked and it wasn't there. It was on deck. And I dropped him and his eye, it was his left eye, it was shut. So it was an easy night. He couldn't even see the right hand coming then. Don't get me wrong, he was getting his flurries off, but because he couldn't see punches coming back, I just banged him every time.
Yeah.
And then I remember when the referee, because obviously all his, I don't know what football fans it is, but the nicknames is the gas man or something, because that's what his nickname was, the gas man. So he was some football follower. I don't know. Well, it'll be Bristol. What is it, Bristol?
I think Rovers who we're playing today.
Pirates, aren't they?
Gas.
But there might be gasmen as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it will be, yeah.
So when the referee holding my arm up, I ran to the ropes and, I give him it that was a close call where we nearly got a good ad in, I think.
Did you?
Yeah.
You're not the first one to say that, mate,
Yeah.
But you went to City Hall, mate, and you fought Ramsey Nasser.
Yeah, in my home city. Again, I'm in the away corner.
Were you any good?
Well, I think he was a 12 or 13 and no kid. Again, walked in with his belt. Do you know? Because what I say, when there's a show on in Hull, I say to my manager, Glenn Banks, get me anybody.
Yeah.
I don't care. Because obviously when it's in Hull, I can flog a few tickets extra.
Yeah.
And I get a good commission off them. Do you know what I mean? So it's a few extra, trainer tokens, let's say. But obviously I'm fighting generally someone good, and I think he was WBC silver something champion as well.
Yeah.
So it wasn't the easiest night. He was a 6-rounder as well.
Yeah.
And I remember hitting him, I think it was the 4th or 5th. I think he only hit him with one good shot, but his legs went.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But he was just massive, for the way I eat tall and pitter-patter, but, couldn't punch, non-puncher, but just boxed me head off.
Yeah.
Do I couldn't get close, and when I got close, he just, grabbed me But I was in all, I wanted to, I was probably trying a bit too hard. But yeah, it was an easy night.
But to get to a silver, if it gets a WB silver,
yeah, I think not long after a fight or two after that, I think he fought for the British. I want to say a British, and I think he lost that But yeah, I think he's still going and still, I think he's only got 1 or 2 losses on his record, and he's at 14, 15. Fights.
Yeah. So we'll stay in Yorkshire, mate.
Yeah.
Everyone who at the time had a decent record with you, mate. Howard Foster were in charge of this. Oh no, Darren Sargentson and Howard Foster scored this against Lua Nasser. He was 6-0.
Oh yeah, that'll have been Sheffield. That'll
Bramall Lane.
That'll have been the football ground.
Yes.
Rhodes is one of Rhodes' shows. Yeah, I think I boxed a couple of them brothers. I think there's 5 of them.
Is there?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't like to be dating his sister, would you?
No, definitely not.
Do you know what I mean? You've got 5 brothers knocking at your door.
No, I said Scarfe.
Luckily, not one of them can fight, so I won't be that bothered. But but there's 5 boxers you've got to have an arm wrestle with now and then at Christmas table.
It's meant to be a nice little place to box, Bramall Lane.
It was, it's only a little one. Yeah, I believe. Because I boxed 2 or 3 of them brothers, and I don't know if it was that fight, because I think there's Lou and Nasser, then they've definitely got the same second name, and I can't remember which one, but if it's the one I'm thinking, I think Jimmy Phelan from Hull, he helped Glenn Banks do the corner, and I smashed him to bits. I did smash him, but I didn't get the decision.
Right.
And the official ringside, I can't remember his name now, but he always used to wear a suit. I think it was that one who was in the military. He was quite a big chap.
Yes.
And he come in the changing room as if to say, that was yours. That was one of them what I should have got, because I smashed him from pillar to post. Do he was, boxing, but as soon as I hit him, the place went, oh, they knew, luckily for a little lad I can bang, so I can get their attention, let's say that.
Did you ever any point get disillusioned with some results, or did you just take it in your stride?
Good question, that. This goes, but and I'm going to jump back to the second fight, and I'll be careful what I say here, because not an out thingy, but I get this is on YouTube, this, and I do believe I won. It was a 6-rounder, but a 6-2s. It was at Maidstone in Kent, and I believe I won. Glenn believed I won, but so the promoter and that jumped in the ring, and I went, I haven't won this, Glenn. He says, you have. I said, I've just seen the promoter go up to the referee and say, give it to my lad. Right? And I went, I've just seen that. And he went, no. And you see me on YouTube, look at Glenn as if to go, I told you. But it's the first time I've got out, well, not the first time, but got out the ring, and when I'm walking through the crowd to go with my bag, his fans say, you won that. Do you know, after that Andrew Kane thing, I thought I better perform, do you know, because I got stopped in my first fight. That was my second fight. I better perform. So I did. And I generally do believe I won the fight. And when his fans are coming up to me saying, you won that, I'd rather him not do that, because it's just like a kick in the teeth, innit? Do you know when you know you've won?
Yeah.
Do you know, and you still don't get it?
You do get thick skin from that, mate, don't you?
Well, yeah, so...
Some nice dance moves there from Laura, by the way. I'm sorry you can't see
I wish there was a camera. She wouldn't be winning any competitions. No, but yeah, so to answer that question, from fight 2.
Yeah.
It's from fight 2. I said to Glenn in the car home, because it was a 5-hour drive, so we had a good conversation. I was devastated, to be fair. And I just says, I know what I'm doing now. That's it. Do you know? And then, because like I say, a few fights after that, I was fighting good lads, and I was having good counts for myself. And, you know, it's hard because I was training and I was giving it me all. And let's say I was getting draws or I was losing by a point, which in our books a win. Like even now, when you've smashed the lad all over and they don't even give you a share of a round, never mind the round. And so I still do get disheartened when give him the win ref, but give me a round.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They didn't even a mark on me, and I've smashed this lad to pieces. I ain't bothered. Let him win. Let him go and see his girlfriend and mum and dad. And do you know? I ain't bothered. I'm taking money. Do you know? That's what I'm coming for. Do you know? I've got no one to go out into the ring and hug. Do you know what I mean? As long as I'm safe and going home with a smile on my face and a couple of quid in pocket.
I dug the look, because I think they're a legend.
Well, there you go. You can hug me. You know what I mean?
But yeah, you do, like Scarfe says, a good question from Scarfe, and you have to have, we always say this, don't we? You've got to have thick skin to be a journeyman.
You have. But it is still hard. Especially when you know, but like what I've just said, they don't have to give me the win. Give me a round. Give me some credit. Do you know what I mean? So, and then that makes you just want to smash the next lad. But that's suicidal in my game.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
That phone's going to stop ringing.
Yeah,
you don't want that.
And because I certainly don't, because I don't want to lose focus, and I like a plan.
Yeah,
and when my plan don't go right, Luke said don't handle that well, no matter what it is.
But yeah, mate, it is tough, mate, and it must hurt for all your lads.
Oh, it does.
But we'll go back onto record, mate, because you went to Matthew Chandler, didn't you?
London.
Yeah. Not your call.
Yeah. Well, that was one of them fights. If you watched it, another one I wish it was on YouTube. We literally there's photos of us online. And our heads are touching each other, and that's what it was like. And that's, I think, and you're not gonna believe this, I think he was the first and only opponent I was bigger than.
Right.
Yeah, I was the big boy.
You won't forget that. You won't forget that so quickly.
No, that is something. And
how did that feel then when you got? Did you have a face off with you?
Well, when I said I'm bigger, I wasn't like an head bigger. It was, do you know what I mean?
A flat cap bigger, like.
Well, it was noticeable. Do you know what I mean? But it was head to head, the full fight. None of us took a backward step. But the last, I think, I want to say that might have been a 6-rounder. But that's when I liked like the longer rounds, because the last, I think it was like 5 and 6, I was starting to push him back. And I mean, obviously I had that 8-rounder, but I wish, I know they're not going to bang me in a 12-rounder, but I would love to just know what had happened, because I'm a slow starter. Do you know, if sometimes can't be bothered, it's a slow starter, and I'm just getting into the fight, and then next minute, the final bell, and I think, ugh. Do you know what I mean? So I reckon the longer rounds would suit me more. One, because they'd probably have 2 broken hands by hitting my head that many times and probably got bored of hitting me. Do you know what I mean? So I'd have a fair shake of the dice then.
Something we can maybe look at this year, mate, eh?
Aye, well, that's it.
For a laugh, eh? It can be something. For nice money in that and all, mate.
Aye.
Full 12.
Right, well, I know. I don't need 1 or 2 a year.
Oh, 2 of them a year, mate. I'm laughing.
Yeah. After train for him, though. After train.
Well, you can now.
I know.
Definitely. But moving on to my next one, mate. He went in with a good fighter, still going now. Reese Mould.
Yeah, Reese, yeah. That was at Manchester.
Yeah.
It was at Jolly's night. Ricky Hatton was ringside of that. Busy fighter. I think that was down at 9 stone too. Busy fighter. He's doing well at the moment.
He is,
He's
isn't
Reese.
he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's gone up a weight or 2 now. I think he's lightweight now.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's gone up 2 weights, I think.
Quite impressive at times. You know what I mean? What he does,
Yeah,
to be quite honest.
it was
Reese.
busy. Not a knockout puncher out like that. Very busy. Made me earn my wages that night. Yeah, good lad. I still see him now. You know, he's trained by
Josh Warrington's
Josh
dad.
Warrington's dad. Again, I love to pieces, and he often phones, and he's often rang Glenn and said, "I'm coming to Scotland when we're in Scotland." He's just wanting to drive up because he loves me. He's like, "Oh, what, you know, I want to come in your work on. I want to come and see Fashy."
Great.
You know,
That's
Yeah.
good to see, mate. That,
Yeah.
mate, yeah. But yeah, that's a good Perseverance record, mate. That is.
Yeah.
And then up at Villa Park, mate, you fought a guy. I don't know if he's any good, but you fought a guy at Villa Park called Shane Davis.
Sean Davis.
Sean Davis with 11-0 at the time.
Yeah, he was another WBC.
He said he put you down with your left.
Yeah, it was. It was bloody freezing that night. I remember that, because it was actually in the stadium, not on the pitch, but I don't know what you call it. Is it? Do you know like where you all get your pies and what have you? What's that called?
Not concourse.
Well, that'll do. That's where our changing rooms was.
Never.
Yeah.
Oh, but what? It is,
Yeah,
isn't it?
so
concrete,
we're
isn't it?
outside,
So,
aren't we?
yeah.
Just concrete.
Can you imagine getting changed? It all well down there.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm shaking thinking about it. So, and it was winter. I want to say it was late in the year, or rarely, but yeah, another one who'll come out with his belt, which I thought,
Cut all your trousers up, belt, what it?
yeah, God knows, it's just So yeah, but another one non-stop. You know, fight.
work rate.
You know, a 10, 12 round fighter. I think that was 6-rounder. I can't remember. And again, I'm fighting 6 rounds against someone who's trained, because his opponent pulled out for a belt defence.
Right.
So obviously, Luke Fash doesn't say no.
No, he don't, does he?
And Mr. Krabs. Mr. Krabs. Because this is Mr. Krabs, Glenn Banks, we call him.
He's a legend, though, isn't he?
Yeah, I love him to pieces. He
Hey,
was
we
like my
haven't pulled you
family.
apart, though. He was worried, wasn't he? He thought we were
Yeah.
going to try and stitch you up. Didn't
No,
Banksy?
no.
Only joking, Glenn. Only joking.
I'm off tomorrow for duck dinner, and we're gonna have a run tomorrow. And
Nice.
And my contract's ran out, so that's why I'm off.
Oh, make sure you get that signed then tomorrow,
Aye.
mate. Sign our glove before you go, though, first.
Aye,
Get a bit of practice in.
Not a problem.
Yeah. Then after that, mate, we've got a Glasgow one here, mate.
Oh yeah,
We've got Lewis Pauling.
yeah. That was on Sky.
Yeah, lost by TKO.
Yeah. Well, it does say that, right? It does say that.
Can I just say that it's every boxer we've had in here, and I say, hey, you lost TKO, and I just wait for the face to go,
Yeah, but this
not
one,
how it happened.
yeah. Well, I'll tell you this, right? Yeah, it says TKO, but how many times does Eddie Hearn jump into the ring and come up to you after final bell's gone. He's got in the ring and come up to you and gone, that one a stoppage. It was, I think, six, maybe 4 seconds before the end of the fight. And it's the first
There's no
time.
need, is there?
First time I've been stopped when I've been in the middle of the ring fighting somebody. I'm throwing punches. Anyways, it turns out that he had the next fight or next 2 fights to fight one of the Walsh brothers for a British title. So, whatever. He needed to look good to make the fight. Whatever. I know my place. I got paid well.
Good lad.
I'm over it.
Top man.
You know what I mean?
All that matters.
I got a few quid off Eddie. That's all that I cared about.
Yeah.
And
Well done, Eddie.
I went to the after party and he looks after me. So we're all friends again.
Well, like I said, I had to put it when it says TK. I love to see the boxer's face when it
Yeah.
says TKO on it. But I'm going to ask this guy, not really much of a record, mate, but you had Elvis McCorder, didn't you?
Right.
He gets mentioned quite a lot.
Yeah.
Not him. No, I've seen him
Was
mentioned,
that
not on
London?
the show, but
London.
Your call, mate.
Yeah, right. That one. So, as I was saying earlier, it was my first lad's holiday. I think it was early on, so I think I might have been 20, 27, 28. My first lad's holiday at that age. Probably everyone's gone round the world. I ain't even gone out of Hull. I've always, But anyways, so I was on some stag do with Banksy. I think it was Benidorm. Benidorm or Magaluf, either way. It don't matter which one, the stories are still the same. I get lost. Do you know what I mean? Honestly, right? I'll tell you a quick story about the Benidorm one. Went out the first night, never been on holiday before, chucked my suitcase in the hotel. I didn't know you meant to get the name of the hotel so you know where you're going on the way home. Obviously gone out for a few share bits. Went in toilet. It was on the strip and the pubs, like, you can start in one pub and sort of go through the middle doors. And I thought I walked out the same door. I walked through and I thought, well, I have no idea where these are. And then I goes next door, right? And I thought, oh, it's dark in here. I thought, this is a bit dodgy. Anyways, it was only like a brothel. Do you know? Because a woman stood next to me naked. Right?
I just from the case. I don't know where that.
Yeah, honestly, and I thought, hang on. Do you know what I mean? So I got out of there sharpish. I think it cost me about 40 quid to get out. Do you know, 40 euros to get out. I had to buy somebody a drink because the size of these Russian guys, I thought, I ain't getting a good earning. Do you know what I mean? Oh, yeah, I'll buy you a drink. I think it was 40 euros for a drink and something. And that wasn't even one for me.
I'm getting flashbacks.
Yeah.
He got this same.
Honestly, I generally walked in there by accident.
Yeah, same.
I generally walked in by accident.
I believe you. Do you believe him, Laura?
It's not hard in Benidorm actually to walk somewhere by accident.
No, it's not, is it?
Yeah, it's a bloody circle and I still get lost. But anyway, so that I got lost. So we went on the Thursday and we was coming home on the Sunday morning. I found Banksy again. So basically, as I turned up to the hotel, the taxi was there to take us back to airport. An Irish family took me in. I ended up staying with an Irish family. They had to buy me clothes and everything.
Oh, brilliant.
You know, I was going out for family meals and everything.
You know what? You and Scarfe would be absolutely perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, there was a
dear.
picture of me asleep on the strip on a bench and yeah. Anyways, coming in the airport, I don't know if it was a Benidorm or the Magaluf. There's the same story for Magaluf, so I won't go into it. So we're in airport, we'll just land. Banksy's phone goes, is Luke Fash available? Well, I've just been on a 5-day bender. So I looks at Banksy and, who is it? I says, I hope he's heavy. Do you know what I mean? And he says, oh, it's Elvis. I went, yeah, why not? Do you know what I mean? So I've just come off a lad's holiday and then we'll go to London and have this fight. And I'll tell you something, it was an easy fight to say. He was about 14 weights bigger than me.
You're a big lad, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a big lad. And I remember him coming into the corner after the fight and he was knackered. How he had the final, but to be fair, I wouldn't say I could have beat him, but I reckon if I was fit and he was my weight, I'd have beat him because he was nearly falling.
Yeah.
And he was like, thank you. Do you know, because he thought, he was expecting an easy night, I'm thinking, because I'll come in as a late replacement. It's what I mean. Little did they know, I've just been away for 5 days. If I told them that, they'd probably hang their gloves up. I'm thinking, oh God.
We'll not mention that to him, that's for sure, mate. But he might not listen to this interview anyway, mate, so it's fine. But the one I do want to mention after that, Luke, the old maths teacher.
Mathematician.
Ramiz Mahmood.
Yeah.
Really nice guy, you know.
Lovely lad.
Yeah.
Lovely lad. One of them lads, I mean, there's probably about 20, 30 lads on there that shouldn't be in the boxing ring. But I'm not saying you can't be a nice lad and fight, but I'm on about, do you know, like them nice lads what you don't even want to punch?
Yeah.
Do you know, just lovely people. But he's gone on to had
He
some
has done
fights.
really well, you know, Luke.
But
He's just retired now, hasn't he?
Yeah, he often sends me a message or comments I don't really do social media now,
me
if I'm
neither,
honest.
mate.
It does me head in.
So you weren't really impressed when you got with him then, mate? You thought...
To be fair, like I say, lovely lad, but when I hit him, he knew about it.
Yeah.
Do you know? And there's no, well, I say worse feeling or better feeling, whatever way you want to look at it. When I hit somebody and you can see the fear in their eyes, thinking when they don't want another, but then you don't even want to throw another to them because luckily I can punch, but I don't. I'm just naturally strong or hard at punching or something because I don't generally put everything into every punch. But even when just any shot and you see the fear, and that's when I know it's an easy night.
Yeah. Well, obviously. He went on to a decent career, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He fought on a few TV times.
That's great too, because obviously he must have had this fight. You think he's obviously gone and he's learnt from that.
Oh, definitely. He always comments and says I'm one of his hardest fights, and do you know?
And he's gone on again. That's what your job is, Luke. He's gone on there and he's learnt. And he had a decent career.
Well, that's it. And that's what I do teach a lot of these lads. They do take a lot away because they might have fought, and I don't want to say, you know, the other away fighters, but and I won't pinpoint anyone, but there is, let's say, certain ones, when they get a little slap and it gets a little bit heated in there, they do take a knee, do you know, and they do, let's say, fold a little easy. Where with Luke Fash is there for the night. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't need one bat, you need two bats.
Yeah.
And even then, they might break. Do you know what I mean?
Correct. And he's still standing.
Yeah, I'm still standing. So they know that. And their trainers know that. And they'll say, that's why they like using me, because they're getting the rounds. I'm not saying I don't feel the punches, but there's not many punches that I think I don't want another one of them. Yeah. Even when I got knocked clean out, which I'm guessing you might have started that.
We'll see. But moving on from that then, mate, we had Nick Ball, didn't we?
Yeah.
The one to be in with?
Yeah. Well, I want to think about that. There's a funny story with him, because I think it was shortly before when he actually boxed him. I lent him my aftershave or deodorant, I can't remember.
Did he?
Yeah, so he owes me a bottle because...
He's a fucker, isn't he?
Yeah, fucking is. Scousers for you.
Oh, Bally,
Yeah.
Bally.
No,
Let me get my gold pen
that's
now.
what I mean. I give him a bit of shafting spray, so he probably got a shaft that night.
Aye.
And then a couple of weeks later, he's giving me a good harding. I thought it was pals.
Yeah, Bally.
Yeah, I thought it was pals, and that's you know
I only
mean?
have to give someone a black mark. And it's got to be Bally, I think.
Nah,
all a bit of fun, Ball.
He's all right.
Top man, Nick.
Yeah.
No problem. Bit of fun there, mate.
Yeah.
And then after that, it didn't get any easier, mate. I hear mixed reviews about Levi Giles. What do you reckon?
Well, I was his debut.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I had a easy night.
Did you?
I made him punch fresh air. Even Carl Greaves come up to me when you made him shadow box. Don't get me wrong, fit as a fiddle. Might be a different story now, but at the end of the day, he didn't lay a glove hardly.
No.
So it was an easy night. I'm there to get through. And, you know, I had said, you know, obviously if I'd have traded with him, it could have been different. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I'm there to do my job. And I made him miss. So... You know, and he's gone on to do good things, and all the best to him. Again, another lovely lad.
Yeah, and he's got a good following, hasn't he? Putting Grimsby back up map down there, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
And
his trainers are good.
And I think he bet Gomez, didn't he?
I believe he did. I even
well.
put that he did on some post.
We were in Bridlington that
or
night.
I privately
yeah.
messaged him. I
And
can't remember.
yeah, I think he won that fight.
Yeah.
But then some were saying that he should have lost his last one.
I didn't see that.
I didn't
Was
see
that on
either.
TV, that one?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't see it, so I can't comment.
Well,
But maybe he deserved that bit of luck after, you
Yeah.
know, it all him's itself out, they said, don't they?
yeah.
But I like Levi.
Yeah, I do. Again,
Is it Mark Tighe is with, is he? I
yeah,
think?
yeah, he's
good
trainer.
guy, really good guy,
yeah. Again, sound and he trains him in his bloody conservatory. He's like converted his conservatory, which is ideal. I think it's a conservatory. It looks like it might be an outbuilding, but it looks like it's attached to his house. And I'll bang on that. I don't, you know, his missus knows where he is, and he just trains his lads, and you know what I mean, and win-win.
Good lad, mate. Yeah, I do like Levi. He's a good kid. And
Yeah.
like you said, mate, there's been in with some crackers, mate, haven't
Oh
there?
yeah,
So we had 3 ding-dongs with Zafar Morris, didn't we?
yeah, 3, little trilogy.
Can you remember how the 3 trilogies
Yeah.
went?
Yeah. So the first one was a 4-rounder. It was in some leisure centre. I can't remember where exactly. And I think it was the 3rd or 4th round. I remember hitting him with this body shot. And it still says to me, he says, you hit me with this body shot, and I still feel it now. So, which he shouldn't have said to you, really, because I knew I could hurt him then. And then I got offered the second fight, which ended up being an 8-rounder for, I think it was like a challenge belt, I want to say. What I got a draw. And again, a brilliant fight. It was action-packed. It was live streamed, and there was a lot of lads, even from Norwich, that was saying I won the fight, and you know, but whatever, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, I wish he'd have got the belt and been able to take it home to his, you know, his kids. You know, whatever. You know, it's a shame, but no one got to take the belt home. I got a draw. That's enough for me.
Yeah.
That says all I need to know.
Exactly.
Do you know? But I wish on the other side of me, because he's a lovely, lovely guy, I wish he'd have got the belt to take home for his kids. Do you know?
Yeah.
And then we had the 3rd fight, which I believe was a 6-rounder, and he won that. To be fair, and I'm not taking nothing away from him, but I had the first fight, which was a good fight. I had the second fight, which draw, which, you know, we know what that means. So the 3rd fight, and I think it was his last fight, or certainly close to the ending of him. I'm not saying I give it to him, but I'm glad he ended it on a win.
Yeah.
Do you know?
He deserved it then in the end, mate.
I remember his missus shouted something to me on the way out, something, you know, a little bit naughty, you know, but whatever.
Yeah.
And then when I've seen him at shows after that, you know, we always, you know, have a picture, and, you know.
There must be respect there when you
yeah,
share
of
the ring
course
3
he is.
times.
Yeah. Well, that's it. So what's that? 6, 8, and a 4.
12 rounds, mate.
Yeah, well, yeah, there you go. Yeah.
No, 14.
14 rounds. And we've shared 14 rounds of knocking bells out of
you had
each
a
other.
6-rounder in there.
Yeah, a 8-rounder, 6-rounder, and a 4-rounder.
You have an 8-rounder?
Yeah, 8-rounder was for the belt.
Right.
That was a draw.
Yeah,
That was the second one.
So come on, Scarfe, how many rounds in total?
18.
See, he's lucky that's got a brain, mate, innit?
Ah, well, that's it, you see. I am.
Easier for a reason, that.
Yeah, I am. Well, they haven't filled the brain test yet, but as Laura says, they've never found one.
I were up. Well, I just said I were always up thick table and all.
I was, yeah.
The Journeyman Cave is produced by James Proud. Music by Ryan Carrier. Special thanks to Rhythm Inc. Studios for hosting. All views expressed are of the guests only. The Journeyman Cave and host bear no responsibility for any opinions given. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter @The Journeyman Cave.